Well, Elon Musk has absolutely exposed USAID, and it hasn't even been a week since he got access to it. President Trump is an absolute genius and is saving our government by appointing Elon Musk to run the Department of Government Efficiency. So, if you're new here, go down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified whenever we get a video up. But let's get into this right here. So, what is USAID? So, directly from their website, the U.S. Agency for International Development is the principal U.S. agency to extend assistance to countries recovering from disaster, trying to escape poverty, and engaging in democratic reforms. Now, USAID is an independent agency of the United States government that's primary response is for administering civilian foreign aid and development assistance. They have a budget of over $50 billion annually and is one of the largest official aid agencies in the world that accounts for more than half of all U.S. foreign assistance. And it is the highest in the world in absolute dollar terms. Now, in Trump's second administration, they have announced sweeping changes to USAID. President Trump has ordered a basically near total freeze on all foreign aid, and Elon Musk has announced the intention of shutting down USAID. It is, Elon Musk has already made a huge impact, and if you just jump over to the USAID's website, this is what you'll see. On Friday, February 7th, 2025, at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all USAID direct hire personnel will be placed on administrative leave globally, with the exception of designated personnel responsible for mission-critical functions, core leadership, and specifically designed programs. Essential personnel expected to continue working will be informed by agency leadership by Thursday, February 6th. They are putting on almost everyone. USAID has roughly 10,000 employees around the globe. So about 3,000 are based in Washington, D.C., and about 7,000 around the globe. And basically all of them are going to be put on administrative leave. For USAID personnel currently posted outside of the U.S., the agency, in coordination with Missions and Department of State, is currently preparing a plan in accordance with all applicable requirements and laws under which the agency would arrange and pay for the return travel to the United States within 30 days and provide for the termination of PSC and ISC contracts that are not determined to be essential. The agency will consider it a case-by-case exception and return travel extensions based on personnel or family hardship, mobility, or safety concerns or other reasons. For example, the agency will consider exceptions based on the timing of dependent school term, personnel or family medical needs, pregnancy, or other reasons. So obviously, thank you for your service. I do thank them for their service, but we also know that 97% of USAID employees donated to Democrats in, I believe, the 2020 election. So, I thank you for your service, but also you guys have been in the process of one of the biggest scandals in our government. This is supposed to be aid. Specifically, look at this. This is supposed to be aid. Its purpose, disaster relief, poverty relief. Now, technical cooperation on global issues, including the environment, that's been kind of phased out a little bit. But bilateral interests in socioeconomic development. So it's really disaster relief and poverty relief. That's what this is all about. That is the core mission of USAID. Now, what is Doge? What have they done so far, and what's been uncovered by Doge? That's really kind of the big question that we have here. What's been uncovered? Now, initially, Doge, it's kind of a little back and forth that happened, but Doge was barred. All of the Department of Government Efficiency employees were barred. And have barred USAID employees from coming into work while they review the books and spending programs that are authorized by USAID. 2 security officers that work at USAID have been placed on administrative leave because they would not allow Department of Government Efficiency employees to access classified information, even though all of the Doge employees had the proper clearance to view that classified information. And it is very, very clear that the Democrats and bureaucrats that have been running the state that they make up the administrative state, they run the administrative state, do not want the American people to see what they are up to and what they are spending $50 billion frickin' dollars of taxpayer money every single year. That's almost $1 billion a week. $1 billion a week that they're spending. These Democrats and bureaucrats must be stopped, and that is exactly what Elon Musk is doing. Now, directly from the Foreign Affairs Committee, here is a list of the wasteful spending that Musk has uncovered so far. And granted, we're not even a week into this, and this is what we found out. $15 million for condoms to the Taliban. $500,000 to promote the expansion of atheism in Nepal. $1 million to boost French-speaking LGBTQ plus divided sign groups in West and Central Africa. $14 million in cash vouchers, cash, for migrants at the southern border through the State Department. $20,000 for a drag show in Ecuador. $50,000 for transgender opera in Colombia. Excuse me? $32,000 for an LGBTQ-centered comic book in Peru. $55,000 for a climate change presentation warning about the impacts of climate change in Argentina that would be led by female and LGBT journalists through the State Department. It's kind of interesting. Why is there no Q in there? What, do the queers just get beaten to death in Argentina? Are they not okay in Argentina? What happened to the queers? But $3.3 million for being LGBTQ in the Caribbean. $7,000. This is just ridiculous. Even just looking at this list, this is absolutely disgusting. $80,000 for an LGBT community center in Slovakia. $3.2 to help Tanzanian migrants readjust to life in Tanzania after deportation. They're like, what? $16,000 to foster a united and equal queer feminist discourse in Albania. Are like, what? $1.5 million to promote job opportunities for LGBTQ individuals in Serbia. Like, is this a joke? It's like, and just to throw on there, $2.5 million to build electric vehicle charging stations in Vietnam. $500,000 to help Indonesia coffee companies become more climate and gender friendly. Like, what? What kind of insanity and nonsense is this? And the Democrats are having an absolute meltdown. They're freaking out. The bureaucrats are scared. The deep state operatives are scared. And the Democrats are scared. They are spineless. The fact that this has been on. And this is all that we've uncovered in a week. Not even a full week. Imagine what 4 years. Now, obviously, Doge is supposed to end here in 2 years. So what in 2 years could we find out? In 4 or 5 days, this is what we got. Now imagine what? 700 days of this? Like, this could be absolutely amazing for our government. It is absolutely wild. And no, USAID, they've been trying to block this for years. And they've been nasty about it too. Joni Ernst, who is a Republican senator from Iowa, has been, well, let's just listen to what she had to say in her own words about this.
I have been on USAID's case for years now, going back several years, where I was trying to investigate the expenditures for humanitarian aid, primarily when it came to the war in Ukraine. And what my team and I encountered was absolute obstruction and lies coming out of USAID. They did everything possible to stop me from accessing their records to understand where our taxpayer money was going. I eventually partnered with Representative Mike McCall in the House, and we started a formal congressional investigation. And even after that, they really pushed back, only allowed us access to a small amount of data. But what we found was extreme expenditures on the part of USAID with very little data-driven results. We have seen money funded in the Wuhan Institute of Virology through dollars steered by USAID on dangerous coronaviruses. We saw how that turned out. We've seen funding going to Morocco for pottery classes, tourism in Lebanon, of all places, even when the State Department was advising against travel. I could go on and on and on.
This is absolutely ridiculous. So now you hear it right from a senator who's been trying to subpoena these records. And what she even has gone further in an article when she had talked with the Daily Mail, It's like, it is absolutely ridiculous what these people have done. The USAID employees had threatened lawsuits against Joni Ernst and her staff for trying to access some of these records. Trying to access the expenditures. Where are they spending this money? And why do we not have data-driven results? Why do we not? That's how a business would have to run. You have to follow, look, if you run, if you are in sales, how much are you spending on your marketing? How much time are you spending? You have to have data-driven results. There has to be a clear and concise goal here, not to give millions of dollars to promote LGBTQ coffee and climate-friendly coffee in I don't even remember where it was. What was it? In Indonesia. Like, what a joke. They've obviously been trying to hide what they're doing. They know what they're doing is wrong. Because why would they try and hide it? Why would they try and hide what they're doing if everything was compliant and they were doing what they should be doing? And to go even further than this, it's been uncovered that USAID has been funding far left-wing media companies. The same media companies that have gone after President Trump and other conservative leaders in the world, and specifically in the United States. Let's take a look at this. This is right from the White House press secretary, Carolyn Leavitt. So let's take a listen.
Gotten a lot of attention the last couple of days with some of these bizarre things that we've been, taxpayers have been funding. Mm-hmm. Now it looks like there are a couple media outlets that have been dragged into this conversation as far as USAID funding as well. Does the president have any comment on that?
So upon coming out here to the briefing room, I was made aware of the funding from USAID to media outlets, including Politico, who I know has a seat in this room. And I can confirm that the more than $8 million taxpayer dollars that have gone to essentially subsidizing subscriptions to Politico on the American taxpayers' dime will no longer be happening. The DOJ team is working on canceling those payments now. Again, this is a whole of government effort to ensure that we are going line by line when it comes to the federal government's books. And this president and his team are making decisions across the board on, do these receipts serve the interests of the American people? Is this a good use of the American taxpayers' money? If it is not, that funding will no longer be sent abroad, and American taxpayers will see significant savings because of that effort.
Yes. USAID.
This is absolutely ridiculous. We saw that money went to Politico, and we, have some evidence that even goes further than that. We're seeing that USAID funded the New York Times $3.1 million. This is directly from a government website right here. Name, New York Times. $3.1 million in contracts that were awarded to them. Let's take a look at this. Politico. $32 million that had been awarded. It's like, this is absolutely ridiculous. How is it two of the most left-wing media propaganda companies in America are being funded by USAID? But hold up. Let's go back. What is the purpose of USAID? Disaster relief and poverty relief. Interesting. Doesn't seem like these align very much with the actual purpose. So you wonder why these deep state figures, these Democrats, these bureaucrats have fought people like Senator Joni Ernst and her staff from reviewing the expenditures, where this money is going, what money is being spent just on an administrative cost. It is absolutely ridiculous. And then we see, now this is directly from the BBC's Media Action Global team, and where this is from their annual report. Where are they getting funding? The USAID. Look at this. Are you kidding me? This is approximately $3.2 million in US dollars. This is the second largest funder, the second largest donor in 2023 to 2024 of the BBC, which hasn't been too friendly to the conservative movement over the last decade or so. Just absolutely ridiculous. And, Democrats are reacting the way that you'd assume Democrats are going to react. Like people like the USAID-funded New York Times, Foreign strongmen cheers as Musk dismantles U.S. aid. Leaders in Russia, Hungary, and El Salvador welcome the Trump administration's assault on U.S. aid, which many authoritarians have seen as a threat. Just like, what kind of joke is this too? When Elon Musk said about feeding U.S. aid into the wood chipper, as he put it, it wasn't only supporters of President Trump's America First agenda who were cheering for the dismantling of the foreign aid agency. The Kremlin was too. What a joke. This is the Democrats. They have been caught so flat-footed. They have no plan. Trump won this election back in November. They did nothing. They did not plan. They did not think Trump would hit the ground running as hard as he did. The speed at which our federal government has been moving the last 2 weeks, it is insane. This is 100, 1,000 times faster than we have ever seen it run before, even during Trump's first administration. And as Elon Musk tries to root out the corruption in aid that is being given to companies and other countries that should never be given to these people. This is a total waste of taxpayer dollars. And what is the lousy, pathetic New York Times going to focus on? Oh, that the Kremlin was happy about it too. They were cheering it on too. Oh, you're just a group of frickin' losers. Democrats are having a complete meltdown over this. They're claiming that President Musk is put in, they want to call him President Musk. Nobody elected President Musk. You losers, you lost an election. Be quiet. Shh, be quiet. Elon Musk is putting millions of lives at risk, and that President Trump is appeasing foreign strongmen. Just absolutely ridiculous. You know, the Democrats, and I don't have a video of it pulled up. Let's see if I can find, Democrat Pro. Let's see if we can find a good video of this. Let's see. So the Democrats,
Welcome to a Gateway Fiber home. In a Gateway Fiber...
Oops.
Hold on.
You know, oh my God.
Elon Musk says President Donald Trump has agreed that the U.S. Agency for International Development should be shut down. The organization oversees humanitarian aid,
deciding that there's somehow a global charity.
Now, the Democrats, they have organized this protest outside of USAID headquarters, and they spent hours rambling about how no one elected Elon Musk and how he's a Nazi, and this is what the start of a dictatorship looks like. Let's just listen to see. It looks like we're going to hear from Ilhan Omar here.
Charity separate from the national interest. These are taxpayer dollars.
We talked about Trump wanting to be a dictator on day one, and here we are. This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like. When you gut the Constitution and...
When you gut the Constitution, give me a break. It's an executive branch agency established by an executive order funded by appropriation bills every year. This is not the Constitution. You think it's in our Constitution that we're going to send $500,000 to help Indonesian coffee companies become more climate and gender friendly? You think we're going to send $3 million to help Tanzanian migrants readjust to life after they've been deported? Do you think in the Constitution there's $14 million in cash vouchers for migrants at the southern border? $1 million to boost French-speaking LGBT groups? $15 million for condoms for the Taliban, who, by the way, hate America. Let's not forget that. The Taliban hates America. They hate President Trump. They hate America. They'd love to destroy America if they could. And the brother lover, Ilhan Omar, is going to sit here and tell us that this is what the end of the Constitution looks like? Give me a break.
And you install yourself as the sole power. That is how dictators are made. I am exceptionally upset about USAID. I lived in a refugee camp for 4 years as a child surviving civil war. It is the essential programs that USAID provided that kept my
Congress did for the American people. And just like Elon Musk did not create USAID, he doesn't have the power to destroy it. And who's going to stop him? We are. We're going to stop him. This illegal, unconstitutional interference with congressional power is threatening lives all over the world. I'm hearing from my constituents who work for USAID and USAID contractors.
You cannot trust a damn thing that these radical left-wing nutjobs say. They have been caught completely flat-footed. They have no plan. Listen to them. They are just rambling and rambling. You can go listen to all this. I don't want to bore you in this video because it is horrid. You start listening to not Rashida Tlaib. I forget what the other lady's name is. She's part of the squad. Let's see. Squad. Let's see. The squad. This lady. What's... Anaya Presley. She had some colorful words about Elon Musk, calling him a Nazi and so on and so forth. Just what a joke. They're in complete disarray. They've been caught flat-footed. They have no plan. They're like a child who's addicted to their iPad. And now the parent takes away the iPad. And the child is throwing a tantrum. You just got to let him sit there and throw a tantrum. I don't know what else you can do. Because that is exactly what we're seeing from Democrats right now. It is a complete tantrum that they have been caught flat-footed. And you know, Democrats are the least popular. According to a New York Times poll, Democrats are the least popular they have been in the last 2 decades. 57% of Americans disapprove of Democrats and their policies. Only 31% approve of them. Meanwhile, Republicans have the highest approval rating they've ever had in this poll. At 43% approval, 45% disapproval. There's a 12% gap between the disapproval between the Democrats and the Republicans, and it shows. They are throwing a tantrum here. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments about this. Do you like what Elon Musk is doing with USAID? Absolutely going through. We're going to go line by line, item by item through here, and we're going to give it the thumbs up or the thumbs down. This is either good or this is bad. It's as simple as that. And what are your thoughts on the Democrats throwing an absolute tantrum? But don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this. Until next time, my friends.